In the quiet of the morning, before the sun has even contemplated rising, there's a specific breed of individuals known as sleepwalkers. They are not the somnambulists of folklore, but rather those who, upon waking, instinctively reach for their phones. It's a reflexive action, as natural as blinking, a behavior that psychologist Larry D. Rosen calls constant partial attention. This phenomenon is not merely about checking the time, it's about surrendering the first moments of consciousness to the digital world. The alarm hasn't even finished its final beep, and already, their eyes are glazing over the screen, letting an algorithm dictate their emotional trajectory for the day. This behavior is a manifestation of what psychologist Sherry Tuckle refers to as always-on culture. It's a state of perpetual connectivity, where the boundary between the self and technology blurs. The sleepwalkers are not merely interacting with their devices, they are allowing these devices to shape their inner worlds. The notifications, designed by algorithms for maximum engagement, tap into the brain's reward system, releasing dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and reinforcement. This creates a loop of instant gratification, making it difficult to break the habit. The consequences of this digital dawn ritual are profound. By allowing an algorithm to set their mood, sleepwalkers are outsourcing their emotional regulation to external forces. This can lead to a phenomenon known as emotional contagion, where the moods and behaviors of others, in this case, the curated content of social media, influence one's own emotions and behaviors. It's a passive surrender of autonomy, a stark contrast to the principles of self-determination theory, which posits that humans have innate psychological needs for autonomy, competence, and relatedness. By starting the day in a state of passive consumption, sleepwalkers are denying themselves the opportunity to cultivate a sense of autonomy and purpose from the outset. Yet, within this seemingly passive behavior lies a hidden strength. The sleepwalkers are not merely victims of technology, they are participants in a cultural shift. Their behavior reflects a broader societal trend towards interconnectedness and immediacy. Moreover, their reliance on technology can be seen as a form of emotional regulation, a way of easing into the day by engaging with familiar, comforting interfaces. It's a rational response to the anxieties of modern life, a digital coping mechanism. However, the question remains, at what cost? This leads us to explore the psychological underpinnings of this behavior and its implications for mental health and well-being. The aware move through the world with a quiet confidence, their eyes open to the subtle intricacies of the digital landscape that others glide through unseeingly. They are not Luddites, rejecting technology outright, but rather, they possess a discerning eye, a critical lens through which they view the so-called smart tech that permeates modern life. This discernment is not paranoia, but a manifestation of high sensory processing sensitivity, a trait described by psychologist Elaine Aron as a heightened awareness of subtleties in the environment. It's like they're standing in a bustling market, while others are in a blur. They notice the weave of each tapestry, the hue of each spice, the rhythm of each vendor's call. Smartphones, smart speakers, smart homes, they see these not as conveniences, but as sophisticated tracking and distraction machines. They understand that every free service comes with a cost, often paid in data. They recall the words of philosopher René Descartes, cogito, ergo sum, first think, therefore first am, and they question who benefits when their thoughts, habits, and preferences are constantly tracked and analyzed. They're not just data points, after all. They're conscious beings, with rights and boundaries. Their wariness is not a weakness, but a strength, a form of digital boundary setting that protects their autonomy and agency. They observe others, engrossed in their screens, minds fragmented by constant notifications, and they feel a pang of something akin to sorrow. They've read about the attention economy, how tech companies compete for their users' attention, and they see the consequences playing out in real time. They recall the concept of flow, a state of deep focus described by psychologist Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, and they mourn the loss of it in a world of endless distractions. Their seemingly antisocial behavior is not shyness, but a choice, a conscious decision to preserve their mental space, their flow, their self-determination. They are not anticlimactic or apathetic, they are simply aware. They are the aware. They are the minority. They are the quiet rebels of the digital age. In the vast landscape of the attention economy, where tech giants compete for every fleeting moment of our focus, there exists a group of people who have mastered the art of disengagement. They are not lagging behind, they are strategically retreating. This disinterest is not a weakness but a form of tactical resistance, a deliberate choice to remain unhackable. The attention economy thrives on our compulsions, on the fear of missing out, and the constant need for validation. By opting out of this cycle, these individuals are practicing a form of digital minimalism, a concept championed by philosopher and computer scientist Cal Newport. They are not just resisting the noise, they are creating a space for meaningful engagement. Consider the scenario where a new social media app sweeps the nation, promising connection and entertainment. While others rush to download it, these tactically resistant individuals observe from the sidelines. They witness the frenzy, the data breaches, the erosion of privacy, and the mental health toll. They understand that every new app is a Trojan horse, carrying not just features but also hidden agendas designed to exploit attention and personal data. By choosing not to engage, they are not missing out, they are exercising control. This resistance is akin to the psychological concept of cognitive dissonance, where discomfort arises from holding two conflicting beliefs. In this case, the discomfort comes from the conflict between the desire to stay connected and the need to protect one's privacy and mental well-being. Moreover, this resistance is not passive, it is an active defense mechanism. These individuals are not anti-tech, they are pro-autonomy. They understand that every notification, every ping, is a demand on their time and attention. By minimizing these demands, they are practicing attention restoration theory, which posits that spending time in environments that facilitate relaxation and reflection can restore one's ability to concentrate. In a world where attention is a scarce resource, they are careful stewards. They allocate their attention deliberately, ensuring that it is spent on what truly matters to them. This tactical resistance is not about rejection, it is about selection. It is not about being left behind, it is about leading a more intentional, fulfilling life. In a world where tech updates are as frequent as heartbeat, where every notification pings with the promise of something new, there's a quiet revolution happening. It's not about the latest app or gadget. It's about people who choose to engage with technology on their own terms, who don't feel the relentless pull to always be plugged in. This isn't a lack of curiosity. It's not ignorance or resistance to change. It's something far more profound, it's high self-worth. It's the understanding that validation doesn't come from a screen or a Silicon Valley algorithm. It comes from within. This phenomenon touches on the psychological concept of self-determination theory, proposed by Deci and Ryan. It suggests that people have three innate psychological needs: autonomy, competence, and relatedness. Those who aren't obsessed with tech often have a strong sense of autonomy. They're not driven by external pressures to keep up with the latest trends. They make conscious choices about how and when to engage with technology. It's not that they're missing out on the latest updates. It's that they've chosen to prioritize other aspects of their lives. Like the person who turns off notifications to focus on their hobby, or the one who prefers a paperback book to an e-reader because they value the tactile experience. Consider the scenario where a friend group is engrossed in the latest viral app, but one person abstains. They're not left out because they've chosen to engage in a different way. They might be reading a book, painting, or simply enjoying a conversation without digital distractions. This isn't about FOMO, fear of missing out. It's about JOMO, joy of missing out. It's about finding joy in the present moment, not in the digital future. This person's high self-worth allows them to feel valid and fulfilled without needing to participate in every digital trend. They're not waiting for a Silicon Valley update to feel complete. They're already there. This sense of contentment and self-assuredness is their strength, their shield against the constant noise of the digital world. In a world increasingly dominated by technology, the idea of being unplugged often conjures images of isolation or even obsolescence. Yet, this perspective overlooks a profound truth. The Matrix analogy, popularized by films and philosophies, suggests that those deeply enmeshed in technology are part of a system designed to control and limit. But what if being unplugged isn't a sign of being left behind? What if it's a mark of freedom? Consider the concept of flow as described by psychologist Mihai Csikszentmihalyi. Flow is a state of complete absorption in what one does, often found in activities that are challenging yet enjoyable. For those not obsessed with tech, this flow might be found in reading a physical book, painting, or engaging in face-to-face conversations. These activities, free from digital distractions, offer a sense of presence and authenticity that technology often disrupts. The unplugged individual isn't missing out on the latest trends, they are fully immersed in the present moment. Moreover, the idea of being outdated is a social construct. In reality, those who limit their tech use are often more in tune with the world around them. They notice the subtle changes in nature, the nuances in human interactions, and the beauty in simple things. This heightened awareness aligns with the psychological trait of sensory processing sensitivity, where individuals are more attuned to their environment and process information more deeply. It's not about being outdated, it's about being awake. Ultimately, being free from the constant buzz of technology allows for a deeper connection to oneself and others. It's a choice to prioritize quality over quantity, presence over performance. In a world that often equates worth with productivity and connectivity, the unplugged individual stands as a reminder that true freedom lies in the ability to choose one's own path. They are not outliers, they are pioneers of a different kind of existence, one that values authenticity and presence above all else. So, where does this leave us? If you've resonated with these insights, consider this your invitation to hit pause, to look up from your screen, and to engage with the world in a way that feels genuinely rewarding to you. Because, in a world that's always on, the most radical act might just be to unplug. If you're curious to explore more about how we can live more intentionally in our tech-saturated world, stay tuned. In our next video, we'll delve into the concept of digital minimalism, exploring how to thoughtfully incorporate technology into our lives. Until then, keep questioning, keep exploring, and most importantly, keep connecting not just with devices, but with the world around you.